Hello Lolas. So this video is to discuss all the things that scares us and makes us miss out on a lot of things. And I made a post the other day and I said, you know what, people, or maybe I made that in my membership because, you know, I've been posting a lot in there. I made a post and it said, people will scare the living crap out of you and make you not want to collect or be afraid to collect this or that for whatever reasons. Before I get started, please make sure that you are subscribed. Click that red subscribe button. Make sure you give me a thumbs up on this video. Click the bell so that you get notified when a new video comes. And more than anything, make sure you hit that join button so that you can join what YouTube now is starting as a channel membership. I always stumble over that because I'm not used to talking about it. A lot of people have been saying, oh, I can't find the join button. Well, look in the description bar and click the link, because if you're on iPhone or iPad, stuff like that, that link may not show up for you. If you're on Android and stuff like that, or in your desktop, fine, it'll show up. But click that link and you'll be able to join a channel membership where you'll get exclusive content. My committed thing is one exclusive live stream a month, but I'm gonna do more than that because, you know, anyway, I'll get into that more later. I didn't set the price on it. They didn't allow us to have tiers, so there's only one tier of $4.99. It's not like Patreon. So anyway, moving right along. So first of all, I had to restart this video. I put a little bit of KY, but I'm going to put a little bit more on here because I might have rubbed it off. I don't know. But time for a commercial. For Easy Glide, get KY. So this helps the nipple slide in, the bottom nipple or the pacifier nipple slide right into the baby's mouth without rubbing and having friction. It helps prevent some wear and tear on the matting or the gloss or whatever on the baby's lips. I will say that I think over time you might have some issues. Like, it's not like a major thing. You might, maybe if you do a whole lot of feeding and a lot of different, you know, if you don't use the KY and you keep sliding stuff against the paint, of course you're gonna have a little of peel or something like that. However, it's not that major. Like, it's not like it's gonna like look horrible. Now, is that gonna take off the value of the doll if you don't get it repaired? Yes. But like anything else in life, there's gonna be wear and tear. I mean, it's wear and tear on us. There's wear and tear on our cars. There's wear and tear on anything that we buy in life, or anything in life is going to accumulate wear and tear. Some faster than others. Loosey-goosey. Anyway, but yeah, some faster than others and whatever. But anyway, so I get frustrated as a collector when I hear people saying, oh, this is gonna happen and that's gonna happen and all this. And like, I see people make up a lot of stuff about silicones, and I have a lot of, you know, dolly friends in the community that be like, I really have been interested in silicone babies and I really want a silicone baby, but I keep hearing all these things and people make it sound like it's so much work to take care of them and this and that. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And this has been going on for years. I've been saying this for years, but this is one of the reasons why when I was doing like Dolly Court TV, or when I do like Hot Topics, a lot of artists thumbs down my videos, or collectors or whatever, and people get a little offended by my content because I don't sugarcoat things, nor do I make up things for views or clicks or likes. You know, I just basically tell you what my experience is. And I've not had more silicone babies than everybody. I think I've had like maybe 20 silicone babies in my time. Others were different brand, artists that are not popular. And then I've only had about 8 Claire Taylor dolls, which I'm going to talk about the Claire Taylor stuff on my membership part. I'm not going to get into that on this video. But what I am going to say is listen to me carefully. If you don't listen to nothing else, listen to this. So many artists tell you guys things because they have not mastered a technique or skill, or they are not confident in their own product. Also, they do it to reassure fault. So, or if something go wrong. So what they do is they do all these tutorials, or they do all these videos telling you, oh, silicone is not perfect. I remember when they first started that out, I went for that. And they, oh, silicone is not perfect. There's going to be flaws, which I will agree to that. There's always going to be a little something here or there because it's hand sculpted, hand poured. It's not sent off to a manufacturer and been, mass produced or anything like that. Like vinyl kits are less likely to have flaws because, they're being sent off and whatever. Anyway, a machine is making them. But some of the stuff that they say is normal isn't normal. Like, if you change your baby, so many times, all the mat is going to come off. That's just going to happen. That's just normal. Well, please explain to me how I could have a silicone baby for a year, change it regularly, maybe every other day, and then, or every day for a couple months, and then I might skip, because I'll be honest with you, I'll do that at first, and then I'll go where the baby might not get changed but twice a month or once a month. But nevertheless, overall, they've got quite a bit of changes. All the matting is still intact. The first silicone baby that not the first one, but one of the silicone babies that I got that was high end. When I got Zoe, she had been to 2 different moms, I think, at least. I was the 3rd mom. She was 3 years old. And her matting was still intact. She had every strand of her hair, which that's another thing. They tell you, oh, silicone baby's hair is going to fall out if you brush it, blah, 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 blah. If you bathe it, it's going to, Yes, a lot of that do have to do with the, number one, coming out the gate, it has to be good quality. Let's just say that. Not even that they're not using good quality product, but they have to get it right. Then, secondly, the collectors. We have to be sensible. Use common sense. This is not a baby. She's not getting dirty. I don't need to scrub her down. I don't need to put a whole ton of Johnson & Johnson on her, even though people say you can use it. They don't really need that. Technically, all they really need is some water for a rinse off. Really, the bath is really to get off any, excess lint, powder if you've used it, stuff like that. Secondly, overly powdering the baby. Every time you turn around, you got the powder brush. I don't think that the powder is that good for the babies. That's just my personal opinion. I've always said that. When I had a doll from another artist, I'm not going to say the name, but I powdered that doll once. And when I powdered it, I noticed a shine spot popped up. I felt a little funny. And I was like, okay, so I didn't powder it no more. But no more shine spots popped up. Now, I don't know if it was going to pop up one way or the other. I just feel like, I'm not saying that it's not good, and I'm not saying that it's good. I'm just saying that too much of anything is never good. The other thing that they tell you is that, these dolls aren't to be, that's the main thing. These dolls aren't to be dressed or played with, or they're very fragile, and you don't want to, they can be damaged, or rips and tears and all that good stuff. Let me tell you something. They go from one extreme to the next. At one minute, people you know, the drinking wet. Oh my God, it's gonna have mold. Oh my God, if you get it, it's gonna have mold and this, that, and other. Well, you know what? I was one of those people that was, I ain't gonna lie, I was afraid of that part. Okay? The jury is still out on it, but for the most part, I don't think so. I think that if you put, yeah, you guys making these real formula bottles, which I don't get, I'm not judging, but girl, what? I'm not gonna spend all that money on no formula. But, and it stink on real babies, so you can imagine it sitting down in a tube in this doll. Yeah, you're gonna get mold, fungus, disgust. I mean, you can never clean that tool out, that tube out good enough when you're using anything other than water. Some people say, I've heard people say, you know, you can grow mold and stuff around bathtubs with just water. No, that's a lie. You have soap scum and all that stuff which have sugars in it and all that, and that stuff create mold. Just plain water, and like I said, every now and then Bella might get alcohol wasted. I'll let her drink a little bit of alcohol and it goes down, cleanse her tube and makes everything evaporate and dry out in there. Okay, done with that. I'm not selling drinking wet because I can understand a little bit of reluctance there. But as far as handling them, people were like, oh, but there's so much work and all this and stuff, and getting them dressed is harder and all that. It's just like anything else. When you first start riding a bike, you start riding slow. When you first started walking, you was walking like Frankenstein. But you're doing just fine right now, aren't you? Yeah, because you got used to it. Well, that's the same as silicone. You get a silicone baby, you're scared. Even I do it. Even when I get a new silicone baby, because I haven't learned where the pressure points are and all this and stuff. So I'm like, but as I get used to that baby, oh, I'm changing that baby just like I changed my reborns. But keep in mind, I'm careful with my reborns. People said the same thing about reborns. People said, you know, oh, reborns, if you keep them laying down or keep wearing a hat, eventually the back of their hair is going to rub thin. And, or, you know, over time with reborns, if you keep changing them, they'll say that you're going to compromise the painting and all this. Well, I've had Paris 5 years going on 6 years, and she's a reborn baby. She has all of her hair. Her paint is still exactly the same where I got it. And let me tell you something about Paris. If you guys don't know and don't remember, when I got Paris, she was one of the first babies I got. In fact, she was like one of my little, back then was like almost like a name brand baby. Yogi babies was very popular back then. I'm sure they're still popular now, but I'm just saying back then it was less to choose from as it is now today. And I dressed that baby twice a day, daily, for almost probably the first year. Then after that, I went to once a day. Then I went to maybe a couple days a week because I had other babies, blah, 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 blah. I used to dress that baby so much for the first couple years, at least the first 2 years. Again, she has texture on her. A lot of people, art collectors, frown on texture. Well, for me, I believe texture helps protect the paint and everything else. So guess what? Hair is still intact. So all that stuff, all her hair is still the same. Nothing's faded. Her mohair hasn't faded. Her hair hasn't. Listen, people. Stop letting people kill your dreams. Stop being afraid. If you're going to spend your money and it's something that you really want to try it. Just try to get a good quality one. It doesn't have to be the most expensive. I didn't say that. It don't have to be by a certain or particular artist. It didn't say that. I said just try to get a good quality. An artist that maybe been around a while. Look at her work. How many of her babies get returned? How many people are complaining? How many people are, you know, getting their doll and saying, oh, can't bond, let me sell it, which really means, oh, don't like it, gotta go. Not all the time. Some people really do have like issues, like, you know, because especially if you're trying a new size baby or something like that, you get the baby and you're kind of like, oh, I can't, I thought I would be able to like this baby, but she's too big or she's too little, I can't do it, you know. Oh my God, this baby has to go on eBay. That happens, understandable. But sometimes people will be like, if you see one artist and every time they get the baby, people sell them and you don't see them replacing it with another from that artist, yeah. Okay, something might not be quite perfect there. It's never going to be perfect. And don't get me wrong, I just wish artists would not scare collectors because they don't know how to do a certain thing or haven't perfected it yet. Stop telling them, oh, every doll is going to have this issue or every doll is going to have that issue, when that's not really the case. The case is that you're having that issue with your dolls, or you don't want, when a collector have an issue, to come back. Just say, you know what, after 90 days or after 30 days, you play with that doll, whatever happens, happens. Just say that. But don't tell them every doll lose matting and you open up your box and the baby's already got sticky spots or shine spots or whatever. And then they're like, that's just normal. Every silicone baby has that. Yeah. Every silicone baby needs to be powdered because they're all kind of sticky, or to a certain extent. Or after you change the clothes 3 times, yes, it's going to be sticky. Don't, every artist doll is not like that. And it's not just Claire Taylor dolls that have that high quality. There's other artists out here that put out high quality dolls. It's been around for a while, that you don't hear people complaining about their work or whatever. Okay? Anyway, guys, I know I probably like beat this topic to death, but I'm just like, oh my God, everybody's like so afraid of silicone. I do everything with Bella. I don't worry about her head falling off. I don't worry about any of that. She's my Tukaluka, and I can do whatever I want with her. She is, like I said, full body. You know, if I want to pick her up with one hand, I'm okay with that. It doesn't look good. It doesn't feel right to do it, but I'm okay. I'm not saying rough handle your dolls. I'm not saying, oh, you should be picking a doll up by the head and all this and stuff. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you should be stretching their arms and doing awkward things. I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying that if you change your babies excessively and you all this rubbing and all these hard materials and stuff, that you're not going to have wear on your dolls. I'm not saying that either. I am saying, however, for a reasonable amount of changing and handling your doll should be fine. And if over a couple years, you begin to see something, yeah, that might be normal. But I will say, we do as collectors play a part in what happens with our doll too. Now, I'm not going to throw it all on the artist because some of y'all do way too much, okay? I've seen people lotion their silicone babies. I've seen people come up with all ideas and be so quick to put new products on the dolls, like all this coconut oils and this and that, and why does the baby need vitamin E? Why does this silicone doll need vitamin E? It's not hair gonna grow. You're not making it more healthy. This is all dead hair or whatever, mohair or whatever. It's not, you can't strengthen it no kind of way. Yeah, you add a shine, but you're also putting those oils on the paint. It is still paint. Okay, anyway, I went too far and I'm gonna stop right here and I'm gonna go because I was supposed to do another video for my friends. I'm sorry, y'all my friends too, but you know what I mean, in the membership part, and I don't think I'm have time to do it now.